There is the ranking of Honor's Gauntlet team recommendations. So this is something that folks can save and see if you can impact your teams. Yes, there's Lady Al. There's a lot of content creators that are upset about Lady Alex. So let's go to the main game app. Of course, now I'm not in Overlord, so I cannot open her up. But she is behind a paywall. So what do I think? Because quite a few content creators have got upset because they are not grinding as crazy like the Overlord, Apex Overlord fellows. So what's my personal view? Let's go to this portion, gallery, and say hi to the Lady Alex. There she is. Now, when I see there are certain people who are calculating they will get in 7 months or 10 months or 4 years and so on and so forth. This game may not survive for 4 years. That's how games are. And if this game survives for 4 years, the first thing that Moonton, the developers, and whoever is working on the strategy of this game needs to do is to launch heroes behind a paywall, but not in an extremely crazy manner. Why? Because being able to acquire a specific hero for such a long period of time does not help. Because the game knows, and all the players, if not most, or rather I should say most players, if not all, know that Overlord, and especially Apex Overlord, is run like a mafia gang. You cannot get into those 300. Those 300 fellows basically are backing each other to ensure that they stick around in that particular zone. And hence those coins are primarily pocketed in that core group. Which means, Moonton, I totally understand that those are the spending fellows because they spend on a lot of stamina, they spend on, of course, the heroes, and hence have got all the awakenings. Then they also spend on massive amount of farming of all types. That's where the stamina comes in. So there is a lot of earning that comes in. Plus, these fellows also spend significantly on the arena. And by the time you plugged in a little bit, they had already run away as a gang. They ensured that all the fellows nicely got her. And now the situation has developed into such, and this is how the cancer starts, that you now are stuck. That because to get her, one has to grind in Overlord for many, many years and Apex Overlord for 7-8 months or a year at most. Because you'll be thrown out, thrown in, and all that. And plus, you need to do a lot of farming and grinding there. That is shut door for most of the players. Even the spending players and a lot of content creators, because the content creators are not the grinders. There are a few grinders who have started making content. But content creators are not grinders. Get this part. So now we are in a conundrum. So use the Lady Alexandra scenario, Moonton, to learn some lessons. And yes, this is a game where you need to earn. So do bring out heroes behind a paywall. But keep it sensible from the beginning itself, where the paywall is clipped to 6 to 9 months. That there are certain players, actually I won't even say 9 months, give them 6 months advantage. That there are certain players who will follow certain rules, that they will get certain advantages, and that creates fair play, because a game's longevity and survival depends on fairness also, respect for the game also, and that is missing because of the undue advantage in completing things. Most players don't give a damn about ranking. I personally don't care about ranking. But completing certain things I would like to do. Now, I'm not going to wait for 4 years. I have basically given up that I'm going to ever get her. But if my content of, say, certain types depends only or significantly on her, or on some mind-boggling gearing, or some specific hero that you will launch in future, that's different. But I'm not going to be grinding like crazy because this is a game. It's not a job. And it's not a naked hot chick in front of me that is going to give me a blah, blah, blah. So I'm talking as a guy because you show so much of boobs to, for reasons you know, everybody knows. I'm just saying it. So now let's come down to a practical part. Yes, the early bird fellows, they are not going anywhere. They can get upset, they can throw their blah and a blee and a blue, find a way to compensate them. There's just a tiny number, an insignificant number from the number of player base. Yes, maybe they are spenders. They are needed, absolutely. But they also know that they cannot hold games to ransom. They have played enough games. And hence they've got experience of other games, coming to their senses and doing certain things to keep the game going and introducing some healthy stuff. So Lady Alex, cost clearly needs to come down, or find a way to introduce the coins. As quite a few people have said, I am of the view that the coins have to start in Platinum 2. The number of coins is up to you. Introduce one coin in Platinum 2. Now, ideally, if you would like to reward people to play the arena more, then you have to introduce a reward for participation, which means whether you lose or you win, you will get certain rewards. Similarly, I feel Platinum 2 is where it should be introduced, because that is where majority of the players sit. Think. The benefit will be players will catch up and latch on early with an aim to get her, and hence they will engage with the arena more. Because by the time one reaches Platinum 2, one has got certain heroes to actually play the game and also has got experience of using those heroes. So I'm applying that particular rationale and logic. So Platinum 2 could be 1 coin for loss and 2 coins for a win. That's it. 1 and 2 coins is not some crazy. Platinum 3, you could introduce 2 coins for a loss and 5 coins for a win. Then Overlord, it could be 10 coins for a loss and 15 coins for a win, or let it be 7 coins for a loss, or 8 coins for a loss and 15 coins for a win. And of course, you can just open the floodgates for the Apex Overlords because 300 guys are there, which needs to be removed also. 2100 points, anybody goes above lands up in the Apex Overlord. That's it, full stop, matter closed. I mean, the game is going to evolve. When you were a tiny game, you had these rules. And all the fellows sitting in Apex Overlords, whether they are high spenders, Krakens, Prakens, or Jackens, or whatever the fuck is called, all those fellows clearly understand when the game expands and grows, the game is going to do certain things to take the game forward. So, apply this particular logic and don't screw the majority of the player base with this particular hero. Or find a way to buff Idril. I don't know what you can do, but you can do certain things. So all those thoughts are coming, and I would urge to take a sensible call, and I will go one step further. Platinum 2 is that transition phase, as per my experience, where 1 and 2 coins are not going to make a difference, because Platinum 2 fellows is where arena can really become fun. And You've got certain heroes, it's because you've landed up in Platinum too. So there you are. Please consider this for the health of the game. And I'm making this particular video because I know you guys are proactive and you all listen. So this is going to be a separate video, not joined with the previous one. And I really look forward to some sense being brought in to rationalize the cost and coins being made available. Why? Because the top fellows who have got her and grinded, they have no excuse or even a plus to question if you make these changes, because they have turned it into a private club. It's impossible for most players to go into that particular club and earn, because they are just fixing. So you need to basically remove Lady Alexandra or introduce her in the regular pickup of the game, that they got an exclusivity for a certain period of time. Now she's available. That's it. She can come in the form of, once a year she will be made available in the game. That's it. She can come as a limited hero because she is a limited hero, which means she's not going to be available all the time. And you can keep the rate of getting her via that at 10%. It doesn't have to be 20%, or it could be 5%. So there you are for the limited period of time. She is made available. There are many things that you can do to get this hero made available to a wider group of players, so that the game's health and life can be maintained. That's it. That's my rationale. I know everybody has got some kind of a view and so on and so forth, that I can crack with other heroes. Absolutely. But what is the point of upsetting people now illogically? Because the door has been shut by the gang that has got her early. That gang has to also learn that, hey, we only brought this upon ourselves. That's it. So that's my understanding of the situation. And I will go over here and leave it over here. Everything can stay exactly where it is. Getting the hero is important. Artifact cost, I will leave it up to you guys to take some wise decisions. Lady Alexandra's soul stone can stay wherever it needs to stay. Accessing this hero is the key. There are various other options that people can use. So that's it. Thanks for listening to my rant as well as my thoughts on this particular matter. Cheers. Catch you in the next video.